Hi 5-6ers, so today we are learning to follow the writing process. I will be successful if I can plan, draft, revise and edit a text type of my choice, which means you get to choose which text type you write today as long as you follow the writing process. So I remember the writing process is pre-writing or planning, drafting, revising, editing and then publishing. Today we're not publishing though. So we're going to start by looking at pre-writing or drafting. So thinking about our topic, organising information and deciding the purpose. So I'm going to show you how we plan in 5-6. So remember that we do a paper fold, so folding it like a door and then opening it back up so our writing stays organised. And this works for any text type. So today I'm writing a narrative. So my planner is going to have O for orientation, C for complication, E for events, or all the things that happen that try and solve the problem, R for resolution, and another E for ending. And just to make sure that it's neat, I need to make sure that I'm lining up my page, making sure I've got enough room to do my planning on. And I like to do that in a different colour just so it's easy for me to follow as I'm writing. Now I remember planning doesn't have to be detailed, you're just writing down your ideas. In the orientation, you need to have an interesting starter, characters, setting and time. Then in a complication, state what goes wrong. Event, how did you solve the problem? Resolution, how was the problem solved? And ending, how did the characters change? I'm going to speed it up so you can watch me plan. Now we're moving into drafting, so we're going to turn our plan into a piece of writing. So we need structure, punctuation, grammar, vocabulary. I'm going to show you how I plan now. So how I draft now, sorry. So I always make sure I've got my plan next to me. I don't need to put it away because they're all my ideas. I know what I need to write because it's on my plan. Making sure I'm ruling up my page so that my work can stay neat and I can put any notes in the margin if I need. Now, I don't start with a title. I like to write my titles last. But you'll see the first thing I'm writing is my interesting sentence starter directly from my plan. So I don't even have to think about what I'm writing right now because I've already planned for it. I'm going to speed it up so you can watch me write my draft. So once you've finished drafting, we move on to revising and we use arms to revise. A for add details, R for remove details, M for move anything around, and S for substitute. So what you'll see me doing now is getting my checklist out. Now you have your checklist on Seesaw. I'm reading over it to make sure that I know what I need to do. And the first thing I need to do is add sentences to make sure my writing is more detailed. And I also like to remove my words and move my words around at the same time. So I like to do the first 3 at the same time just because it's a bit easier for me to do that. I'm going to let you watch me follow the first 3 steps for revising and I'm going to speed it up. So now I'm up to my S for substitute. What you'll have noticed is that I go over every single paragraph for every single step on both pages. So I end up reading my work quite a lot when I'm revising. So now I'm up-leveling my words. So I'm looking for any boring words and turning them into tier 2 or tier 3 words. And I'm reading it over and over again to make sure I don't miss any words. I'm going to speed it up so you can watch me substitute my words. And finally, the last step to the writing process is editing, and we use cups to edit. So we look for capital letters, usage, punctuation, and spelling. So again, I'm going to get out my editing checklist. I'm reading it to make sure I know what I'm doing. And the first thing I'm going to be looking for in my writing are for my capital letters. So have I used them correctly? Have I used them incorrectly? And I need to remove them. And you notice I'll read over every paragraph, every sentence on both pages. So while I was looking at fixing my capital letters, I also looked at my usage of nouns and verbs. So now I'm moving on to P for punctuation. So making sure that I've got my full stops, my commas. Am I experimenting with higher order punctuation? And again, I'm reading every sentence, every paragraph on both pages of my writing. And lucky last, I now need to edit for my spelling. So going back to the start of my text, looking for any words that I think maybe aren't spelt correctly and fixing those. And I might need to use a dictionary or Google to help me fix any of my words that I've spelt incorrectly, or you can ask your parents. But again, reading through every sentence and every paragraph, and there will now be lots and lots of red throughout my writing. So what you need to do is jump onto Seesaw and find your activity for writing today. So it looks like this. Click Add Response. And you'll see there's lots of resources to help you. So here's the writing process. If you forget, you can always go back, view instructions and rewatch the video. If you're not sure what goes into some of the planners, I've got here's what goes in each section of a narrative plan, here's what goes in each section of a persuasive plan, here's what goes in each section of an information report plan. So if you're not sure, use these to help you. Here I've also uploaded the ARMS revising and CUPS editing checklist. So we also expect that you're using those when you get to your revising and editing time. Then go and write. And then once you've done that, we want you to upload a photo of your plan to this page. So remember, it has to be handwritten. Use the camera tool, take a photo of your plan, and then on this page, use the camera tool and take a photo of your revised and edited draft. The reason we want them on two separate pages is just so that you can upload the photos big enough for your teacher to read. So make sure that you're writing for 60 minutes. It should be 5 minutes of planning, about 45 minutes of writing, and about 10 minutes of revising and editing, and then you can upload. So don't forget to use all the resources we've uploaded to help you. We really look forward to seeing your writing today.